1, 2, 3, let's go.
Wednesday afternoon. Oh.
But I know at the last Euros, I think it was, some of the captains of the international teams, including Harry Kane, I'm sure he said he didn't particularly want to wear the LBGT or Pride captain's band. Now, for me, I wouldn't think, oh, well, he's anti-Pride. Of course he's not. But he's just saying, I don't believe this should be in football. And it's like a few players didn't kneel, and I think this season they've still done taking the knee on occasional games. But I remember Wilf Zaha, one of our great black players, you may remember Wilf, brilliant player for Palace. And he after the first few times he stood up like some other players have done. He said it's not achieving anything. So, and I respect it. I'm sure he was very well respected for that. But he wasn't saying he's anti. He goes along with Black Lives Matter. Doesn't go along with the idea everybody matters. Everybody matters. But people have got the right to think for themselves. I mean, to come down specifically to Ramadan and stuff. I don't know. There's a point of view which says, well, should something like that be able to delay a game? They're right. Someone said about, well, we stop it for hot weather and where they need drinks, and that is true. But that is more circumstantial if the hot weather occurs then, and it's applicable to everybody on the pitch if they do well to get some fluid. But if I had to make a choice, I'd say, we have some great Muslim players in the league, brilliant footballers. I remember, what was his name? He went off after Man City. He came from Leicester to Man City. What was his name? And he went to Saudi, I believe. Was it not Riyadh or something like that? Anyway, he was a very, very good footballer, and there are a lot of these people. So it's not critical of them. I just don't know whether that has a place on a regular basis, week by week. Well, of course, Ramadan isn't week by week; it's only a part of the year. Maybe that's the other point, that it is only for. Is it a month? I'm not sure. I think it's a month. Maybe we should tolerate, say, well, if it helps these Muslims to function still and not have to be dropped from the team, maybe we should go along with it, because as long as it is only Ramadan, which I think it probably is, I think on balance I wouldn't have a problem, provided it's not like a 10-minute break, because the players will, they're going to kind of get cold or whatever. Very difficult subject, but as a general rule, I don't believe sport should be involved to any great degree at all, really, with anything political. I think it's best to keep well clear.
Yeah. Well, just to conclude on that, I would just say, it's not. I mean, where does it stop? Where does it end? That's just, where does it end? What other religious or orientation would come up and say, well, hang on a minute, we want this as well, Well, anyway, now this one is what we're going to end on because of the time. Now it says United. This is according to Daily Express front page. It says United plan to sign Alexis McAllister on the radar of the Red Devils in the first direct transfer between the two rivals in 62 years.
Oh dear. I'm not surprised, because there is a rivalry. I said about Trent Alexander-Arnold earlier going to Manchester, and even as I said it, I thought, no, hang on a minute, that's not likely to happen.
Say hello to old Mimi, Dr. Gladys and Rose, three beautiful ladies who join us on our shows. There's one other bro, sometimes joins us on the show.
That's not likely to happen, because there is that rivalry. It's interesting. That's interesting. 62 years.
62 years. Wow. You wouldn't think You wouldn't think, you know. I mean, it's just a player, and we've had players, you know, cross clubs, and but they're saying clubs they can't go to apparently. It's seen
Yeah.
it's seen as a big it's seen as a betrayal, isn't it? Well, anyway, yeah,
Yeah,
we'll
and
see.
did you say a price? What was the price tag? Did you say?
Oh, right, yeah, I did say a price tag. Let me see. They're considering a 50 million bid.
50. I thought you said 150. Yeah, 50 is probably more in the ballpark.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, he's a good player. I think when he came back from winning the World Cup last year, a couple of years ago, whenever it was the World Cup, he was a winner, wasn't he? As was Emiliano Martinez as well. They were in the Argentinian team, and he's very good. But I think his form has kind of gone a bit. I don't think he's been quite the force this season that he has been in the past. Because I think he used to be a very good midfield player, but I'm not sure I'd pay 50 million for him now. And I don't know, it'd be interesting to see if that happens, what reaction he does get from the fans. I imagine Manchester United fans would welcome him, because there's no point in, you know, ostracising a player because he's come from another club. If anything, it can maybe bring a bit of healing between clubs. You've got to be able to transfer. But I think it's why Klopp said, I would not manage another Premier League club. And you can sort of understand that, really. And I think there's not many players who will go from Crystal Palace to Brighton or vice versa. I mean, one exception was Glenn Murray, who left Brighton to come to Palace 10, 12, 13 years ago. And he's in our promotion season, he scored 30 goals 2013 and then got injured for the last 10 games. So he really was firing on all cylinders. And of course, nowadays he's a pretty good pundit. But yeah, that was quite unusual for a Brighton player to come to Palace. But he got very much welcomed, and especially when we went to Brighton and he scored the goal that beat them, that was even better.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Anyway, this is all we've got time for. Time flies when you're having fun indeed. Join us again next week. You've been watching the Football Referee, the second segment of the Football Referee. I've been Emmy Hikins, and he calls me Cos.
And I'm Trevor Gear, and he calls me bro.
So it's a goodbye from me. Join us again.
Yeah, and goodbye from me. See you next time.
Say hello to old Mimi, Dr. Gladys and Rose, three beautiful ladies who join us on our shows. There's one other bro, sometimes joins us on the show.